Greetings, exiles. Like I've been talking about a lot in my videos and been doing myself, uh, making your life better by being more organized. My girlfriend Sarah's been cleaning and rearranging her furniture and doing a lot of stuff like that in her house to make her life simpler and more productive. Well, she moved her TV from this wall, where her modem is right here, and now the PlayStation or Xbox or whatever that critter is doesn't have any internet, and that version doesn't have Wi-Fi. So we're going to take the fish tape here and run the Ethernet cable through her ductwork, because that's the easiest and fastest way to get it over there, and we don't have to worry about it getting snagged around the door or a cat deciding to chew through a cable. So let me reposition the camera so you can see what I'm doing here. I have enough light you can see, but see the end of this thing? This is very tough, strong spring steel, and if it gets snagged, you're probably not going to pull it out, and if you do, you might damage something else, whatever it's snagged on. So normally, you'd wrap it up with electrical tape, but we forgot to grab electrical tape at my house, and Sarah doesn't know where hers is at right now. So, Gorilla brand duct tape, can't go wrong with that for any job. So we'll stick this in here, and you push it the direction you want to go, and then you just pull the fish tape out, and then pull it along the and what this duber does, this black guy, is it pries apart the gap, and that gives you enough room to pull the fish tape out. And then Sarah's going to go down to the other vent and pull it out and tell me when she sees the fish tape. I know I'm not very good at this for you guys that are professionals, but you don't need to watch all this. I'm going to skip through it and show you when we get to the other end what happens. Like I just said, I'm not a professional at this. I haven't used it very much, and it's been a long time. My girlfriend just suggested, instead of having it on this side prying it apart, me pulling it out, if I move it around to this side, all I gotta do is turn the wheel and it comes right out. I think that's how it's supposed to work. If you use these professionally, don't make fun of me. I'm just a homeowner. As Wrangler Star would say, I'm a professional homeowner. She's got the other end, so let's go down there, and I'll show you what to do from there. 50 feet of Cat 6 Ethernet cable, which is what Home Depot? Lowe's? Lowe's, we're at Lowe's. That's what Lowe's was selling. They also had Cat 5E, which has been obsolete since like 1997, 1999. So I don't know why they still sell that crap. And this is just plain Cat 6. They've had Cat 6E out. I think I bought a 50-foot spool in like 2004, 2005. So I don't know why it's not Cat 6E. Why they make anything other than Cat 6E? It's the best cable. Why make the old obsolete stuff still? But anyway, that ran over. My girlfriend's laughing at me when I said that rant's over. So when I bought that 50-foot cable of Cat 6E, 15 or so years ago, it was almost $80. This was $35, $35 somewhere around in there. So even though inflation sucks, man, if the price has gone down on computer stuff. So anyway, we need to take the end of this here, and this is why using electrical tape works better, because because it's easier to get off. Let's not cut through my hand and have to go get stitches. That really, I don't know, that might make a cool video of me going to the ER to get stitches. Anyway, normally you'd want to take we don't need to take all this off. Normally you'd take all of this off and hook your wiring through the hook on the end of it. But since I don't want to damage the end of the cable, since then we'd have to replace these pre-made ends, we are just going to tape the cable straight to the fish tape. And it might get caught on this, so we don't need a lot of tape, but we need to try to make it smooth so nothing gets snagged. Because the last thing we need is to get the tape stuck and buried in the middle of the vent. Now let's go back to the other end again, and I'll show you how to pull the tape back out and what happens from there. Sarah is going to feed this through as we go. You can, if you're doing this by yourself, uncoil a lot of it back and forth in big giant loops across a living room or whatever, and as you pull, it'll pull it through those big loops, and then you don't have to have two people one on each end to feed it through. Alright, we're snagged a little bit, so this is why you wrap it in tape. So when you get to the snag, you can feel it, and then you can wiggle it back and forth and get it around the snag. Now, it was snagged right at the end, so that makes it pretty easy. Now, scissors. We're going to use scissors to cut through here, so I don't cut through me or the cable. Because cutting through either one is a pain to deal with. Cutting through me is literally a pain. I know. It's not a comedy channel. Alright, let's get this. Man, this Gorilla Tape is tough stuff. Every time I use Gorilla Tape, I'm impressed by its strength. Alright, there we got both ends. Now we can gently pull this out a little bit. We'll plug this in. Or hold on. Before we do that, whenever you have Ethernet cabling, or any cabling at all, you want to leave what are called relief loops. Now for Ethernet, you're supposed to have one relief loop about 16-ish inches around. What that's for is, let's say you're walking into this room and your foot snagged on here. You don't pull all the cabling out and rip the connector out of the back of the modem or out of the back of the PlayStation. Both would suck. So, relief loops on each end. Almost forgot. We can't put we got to temporarily set the vents in here. And I'll come back with, get a better light. I'll come back later with my big wire cutters next weekend and cut one of these louvers out so the cable can fit through here. But this will work for now, as long as Sarah and the kids are careful and don't step on it. Sarah came up with the idea, instead of cutting the louver out of the way, we can just grab it and bend it out of the way. And then it has this little plastic doober. So it has this is a lock here. Okay. So this clear one is a lock that holds it into the port, and this is a protector or guard to keep the lock from getting snapped off, because that happens on these cables a lot. So we just gotta fish this through here. And it's getting snagged on the protector. So if we just wiggle the louvers around and bend them a little bit, Hmm. Well, with enough bending, we'll be able to get that. I never would have thought of bending that out of the way and moving it on my own. That's why the first thing God said that's not good in the Bible is for man to be alone. Well, it looks like we have success and we're connected to the internet. Ignore where it says PlayStation Network signed in failed. She doesn't have the network set up and she doesn't want to do that. And so thank you for joining me on the journey to use God's gifts to grow his kingdom, prepare for the future, and live a better life.